Did you know that what people call old person smell isn't really about poor hygiene or just getting older? Most people think it's about not showering enough, but the truth is way more surprising. This smell actually comes from a chemical called 2-nonenal, and it hides in spots you probably never even think to wash. It's not your armpits, feet, or even your ears. It's certain parts of your skin that look clean but silently trap odor over time. Once it gets into your clothes, your couch, and even your mattress, it can be really tough to get rid of. Take Martin, for example. He's 68, keeps his house tidy, showers every day, and still couldn't figure out why his home and clothes always smelled off. He tried everything: deep cleaning, air fresheners, expensive deodorants, but nothing helped. Then one day a doctor told him, "You're washing your skin, Martin, but you're missing your creases." That one line changed everything. He started cleaning 3 small but important areas of his body, and within just 10 days the smell disappeared like magic. In this video, we'll reveal those 3 forgotten odor zones that most people completely ignore, but that make a huge difference when you clean them the right way. So stick around, hit the like button if you're curious, and make sure to subscribe for more surprising health tips. And before we dive in, comment below. Have you or someone you know ever noticed that lingering smell even with good hygiene? We'd love to hear your experience. Number 1. The navel, belly button. The belly button, often overlooked, is one of the most forgotten parts of the body when it comes to hygiene. It's small, tucked away, and easy to ignore in the shower. Most people just rinse water over it, thinking that's enough. But the truth is, this little dip in the middle of your stomach can become a secret pocket of buildup and bacteria if it's not cleaned properly. And because it doesn't get much attention, it's the perfect place for things like sweat, oil, and dead skin to collect quietly over time. As we grow older, our skin starts to change in subtle but important ways. One major shift is that skin cell turnover. The process by which old skin cells fall away and new ones take their place slows down. That means dead skin starts to linger longer on the body, including in hidden places like the belly button. It's not just the dead skin that's the problem. The area can also trap natural oils and sweat, creating a kind of damp, dark environment that bacteria love. Over time, these trapped elements start to mix with something called 2-nonenal. It's a compound our bodies produce more of as we age, and unfortunately, it has a very strong and not so pleasant smell. When it combines with the stuff lingering inside the belly button, it creates an odor that's hard to ignore once it shows up. It doesn't happen overnight, but if the area is left untouched for weeks or months, that smell can hit you suddenly, and it's not easy to get rid of. Despite all of this, many people still don't know that the belly button needs a little extra care. It's not just about splashing water and moving on. This spot needs a gentle touch. A cotton swab dipped in a mild cleanser can do wonders. Cleaning it doesn't have to be a big event, but doing it regularly can stop the buildup before it even starts. It's a simple habit that takes less than a minute, but can keep things fresh and clean in the long run. So next time you're in the shower, pause for a second before you skip over your belly button. Think of it as a tiny cave that deserves a quick sweep. Just a little bit of attention every now and then can save you from dealing with that mysterious, lingering funk later. It's easy to forget about, but once you know what can happen in there, it becomes a part of your routine you won't want to skip again. Number 2, between the toes and under the toes. As people grow older, they often face changes that make daily self-care a little harder. One of the most overlooked parts of the body during this time is the foot, specifically the small hidden spaces between and just under the toes. These are not the soles that touch the ground or the tops that catch your eye. Instead, it's the tight creases right where the toes meet the rest of the foot, curving around the ball and hiding in the shadows. It's the kind of area that escapes even a careful wash, simply because it's easy to miss and hard to reach. In those narrow, tucked-away spots, a quiet little world begins to grow. With every step, sweat and natural skin oils, known as sebum, settle into those folds. And because these spots are dark, warm, and often damp, they become the perfect environment for fungus and bacteria to thrive. It's not just about what collects there, it's about what's allowed to stay. These places rarely see the light or feel the swipe of a washcloth, and over time, that neglect gives way to a very specific kind of problem. One of the key culprits behind the musty scent often associated with aging skin is something called 2-nonenal. It's a chemical compound that doesn't appear much in younger bodies, but starts to emerge as people age, especially in areas where skin isn't properly cleaned or exfoliated. And for 2-nonenal, those damp crevices beneath the toes are prime real estate. It clings to the moisture and feeds off the oils, building up quietly until the smell becomes unmistakable. What makes this worse is how unnoticed it all is. As mobility decreases, whether from arthritis, fatigue, or simple stiffness, people stop bending down as easily. They might rush through bathing or rely on quick rinses instead of full scrubs. The toes, already in a cramped and enclosed space inside socks and shoes, end up neglected. Day by day, those creases hold on to more than just sweat. They hold on to time, habits, and the little things that fall through the cracks when self-care takes a backseat. And yet, this is entirely human. It's not about being unclean, it's about how life changes and how the body shifts with it. But understanding these quiet corners of our anatomy can spark better care, not just for the sake of hygiene, but for comfort, confidence, and health. The story of the foot isn't just about walking. Sometimes it's about pausing long enough to reach those places we tend to forget and giving them the attention they've been waiting for. Number 3, the lower back waistline crease. There's a hidden spot on the body that most people don't think twice about. The crease where your lower back meets the top of your butt. It's a small fold right at the waistline that quietly goes about its business, tucked away from sight and attention. But despite how unnoticeable it may seem, it plays a surprisingly big role in personal hygiene. It's a place where moisture loves to gather, and once you notice it, you can't unknow it. Every time you sit, whether in the car, at a desk, or lounging on the couch, that little crease gets folded tight. Airflow is cut off, heat builds up, and sweat, even if you don't feel it dripping, slowly collects there. Over time, it turns into a warm, damp zone with barely any circulation. The skin in that area becomes a magnet for bacteria, which thrive in dark, moist places. And once bacteria settle in, odor is quick to follow. Now here's where things get even more interesting. This area rarely sees any cleaning. When people shower, they often wash what they can see or reach easily, but this lower back line usually gets passed over. It's not intentional, it's just forgotten. A quick rinse from the water running down your back isn't enough. Scrubbing rarely happens, and even drying off with a towel can miss the mark. That little pocket ends up staying damp for longer than you'd expect, especially under layers of clothes. On older skin, the issue can become even more noticeable. With age, skin tends to hold onto oils longer and regenerate slower. This means any buildup of sweat, oils, and bacteria sticks around, causing stronger and more persistent odors. It's not about being dirty, it's just about how the body works over time. That little crease becomes a quiet collector of everything your body sheds throughout the day. Once you're aware of this hidden zone, it changes how you think about hygiene. Giving it the same attention you give your underarms or feet can make a surprising difference in how fresh you feel. All it takes is a little intention, a mindful scrub, a good rinse, and a quick dry. It's a small step, but for something that spends so much time sealed away, it makes all the difference. Martin had been noticing a subtle but persistent smell that seemed to cling to him no matter how much he showered or what products he used. It wasn't strong, but it was enough to make him self-conscious, and nothing seemed to fix it. After doing some digging, he learned that as we age, a compound called 2-nonenal starts building up on our skin. It's not caused by poor hygiene, but rather by changes in our skin's oils and how our body breaks them down. This compound sticks to fabrics and can reactivate with body heat, making the smell come and go throughout the day. Martin realized this wasn't about being dirty, it was about getting smart. He made a few key changes. Instead of scrubbing harshly or overwashing, he switched to a soft silicone scrubber, which was gentle but effective at clearing out buildup in places most people forget. Alongside that, he began using a mild glycolic acid wash, Something safe but powerful enough to help break down the stubborn residue. He didn't wash his whole body this way, just focus carefully on the areas where tunonenal tends to settle. It wasn't about doing more, it was about doing the right thing, in the right place, with the right tools. He also took a closer look at his clothes and bedding. Martin started wearing loose, breathable cotton to bed and committed to changing his sheets twice a week.